Okay, Robert Eagleson here, the Calgary Hook and Hackle Club, and I'm doing a remake of my Smoke on the Water, with apologies to Deep Purple. This is a fly that I like on the Upper Old Man, Livingston, a lot of those streams in the south, and I'm sure they work in the Ram and other places too. It's a size 12 standard dry fly hook. This one happens to be a Daiichi 1180 in a size 12. Then I do like the size 12, and I would also tie it in a 14. The tail, I'm using Moose Hock. I like this stuff. It's cheap, durable. Rib, I'm using black Crystal Flash. Can't see that very well. Black Crystal Flash for the rib. Dubbing, I am using Adams Gray Superfine. And for the wing, I am using poly yarn in a gray. Gray fly, gray wing, and a gray hackle. The hackle I'm using is this happens to be a like a blue dun colored saddle. Okay, I'm going to just put my magnifying glass in place here. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to find a hook. Size 12 standard dry. I'm going to put that in. I'm using a 70 Denier thread in a gray. I'm just going to start that behind the eye. Clip off my excess. I'm going to find my Moose Hock, and I'm going to peel out about 3 or 4 hairs. Clip those off, and then I'm going to clean the fuzz. And then I'm going to stack them in a hair stacker. So when I'm using just a few hairs, I use a real small hair stacker. Tamp them down 3 or 4 times. I want these about shank length. So I'm going to try to find a natural curve there. That looks pretty good. Alright, I'm just going to lift those hairs as I wrap back, and lifting will keep them on the top of the shank. I'm going to stop somewhere between the point and the barb there. One wrap underneath. Clip the excess. And find my rib. So I got one strand of black Crystal Flash here. So I'll tie that in, tie it down. I'm going to bring my thread back between the point and the barb there. And find some superfine dubbing. I'm going to tease off a bit. And I'm going to dub a thin noodle here. And I'm going to wrap forward, make a tapered body. And I'm going to stop about 3/4 mark there. So, okay, I'm just going to give that a half hitch. Grab my rib, and I'm going to wrap that forward. Bring my thread back and tie off my rib. Okay, I got that poly yarn. I'm going to take about 1/4 of it, and I'm going to make a little noodle there. I'm going to bring that up from underneath, and then I'm just going to catch the front of it and wrap back. And then I'm going to make a post around the bottom of that wing, and I'm going to wrap up about 1/8 of an inch or so. And then back down to the bottom, bring my thread to the front. I'm going to select an appropriate hackle feather, and then I'm going to prepare that feather by stripping off the bottom and the edge that goes around that post first. I want a few more fibers off of that side. So this is the edge here that's going to go around that post. So I want a few more fibers off that side. That will help me orientate that feather. Alright, so we're just going to tie this down right about there up to the post, one wrap behind the post, stand that feather up and wrap it up that post, and then back down. I'm just going to clip this excess feather off here. Alright, a little more superfine dubbing. I think I got lots on there. Alright, so I'm just going to that superfine there. We're just going to dub the head. Yeah, I got lots and lots of dubbing on here. Just try to get rid of some of that. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, so once I've got that head then dubbed, I'm going to take my feather and I'm just going to wrap it 3, so there's once, twice, 3 times around that post, and then I'm going to catch the bottom of it once, twice, 3 solid wraps. Once you've got 3 wraps in there, you can snap that feather off. And I'll find my whip finisher, and I will just whip finish right around that post again. There we go. Make sure that's seated well. Clip off my thread. And then I'm just going to shape that wing a little bit here. So I like my wings a little longer in the front, a little shorter in the back. That doesn't look bad right there. There we go. Smoke on the water. A very simple, easy mayfly, floats well. Don't forget to put a little head cement in there just to keep those wraps from coming undone. But there you go. Very simple mayfly, and works very, very well for me. Thanks for watching.